What is going on, my YouTube family? It is your boy Zary, and I'm here to talk to you today about clearing the Champion's Path. That is Chapter 2, Secret Room, and I'm going to tell you how you can auto it. I made this video earlier this morning, and it just wouldn't upload, and I'm kind of glad it didn't because we tested it further. Because unfortunately, you can't go back in and replay it. I didn't record it because I thought I was going to be able to go back in, and even if I didn't get rewards, I thought I'd be able to replay it for everybody out there. But we're going to talk about how to auto this, and it's really, really easy, to be completely honest with you. Play till I think it's either Chapter 4 or Chapter 5. Now, I do want to say, in the Discord, and I'm sorry I don't remember the name, but there's a great strat about using the stun spell. But it's very RNG based, and there had to be an easier way because I was playing it, I probably played it 30 times, and you gotta fight through all those challenges to get to the end boss, and I'd get Hector down to like 3%, 1%, and then I'd just get destroyed. Then I had to go through and do it all again. I was getting so pissed off. So I was like, there's gotta be an easier way. And it came down to this. I played through the campaign, right? And I believe it's Chapter 4 or 5. I think it's 4, 6. And I tried to reach out to as many people as I possibly could. And everybody kind of agreed to me. They think it's Chapter 4 when you unlock this spell. So I'm just going to jump into a battle so I can show you the spells. Not an actual battle, but just a... And the setup for spells is exactly how you see them on my screen right now. You're going to want Smoldering Flame. Damages all enemies. Damage scales on the sum of your whole team's attack, right? And then you're going to want Sundering Purgatory, because it applies defensive down for 2 turns. This is a straight DPS race. That's all it is. And you don't get to take your own characters, and you have to use the storyline heroes. So there's no way to buff damage. So what you do is you just play it all the way through, and with that defense down, you're able to blow through Hector before he gets to turn 4. Now, if you're unwary, or you're wary, is what I'm trying to say, of using that method and you want to auto it or manually play it, I'll teach you how to manually play it. And what we're going to do is we're going to break down why this works out so well. Just quickly, we're going to start with the champion Hector and look at his skills and what makes it so good against him. So we're over here in Hector, right? Now Hector has amazing attack, amazing crit rate, right? His passive ability, he gets maximum damage. His A1, he gives himself a damage up. His A2, he deals 100% damage to an enemy, applies increased damage taken, and then it can stack twice, but he can't use it without his axe. But then he gets his Ancestral Recall. He recalls all thrown axes, 200 damage, then he kills somebody and he goes again. But he also has a special passive in that move where if he hits turn 4, he just goes berserk mode and can't be stopped, and he kills everybody. So the strat with the stun spell, you know, you had to taunt at a certain time, you had to stun at a certain time, and hopefully if your bleeds didn't land, it was kind of harder to kill him. And this way is going to be so much easier, right? Because it's like I said earlier, it's just a straight DPS race with that damage decrease. And I'm going to show you the lineup of how I used it, and it just makes it so much easier. So the next person up is, you're just understanding him and his overall damage and how it makes it a DPS race. The next person I want to talk about here is Abbott.
My steel never rusts.
Alright, so here we are in Abbott. Abbott's always going to go first in your turn rotation. So what you're going to do with Abbott is you're going to apply the Purgatory spell to decrease the defense, right? Then on his A3 ability, he has the Grace move here, where he heals a team member and grants them shield with strength equal to 50% of their health, right? Urzog, Because what's going to always happen is Hector is going to attack Urzog, and he's going to bring him down super low. So you're going to have that shield on, you're going to deflect some damage. Now, with Urzog, what you have to then do from Urzog is move into the A3 ability, because you deal 180% to an enemy, plus 50% bonus damage if you're under 50% health, and he's gonna be, right? But before you do the A3, you top your first spell, which does the damage. You're getting more damage put on him. You go ahead and then you pop on your Bloodthirst Blade, because you're going to be under that 50% threshold. You're going to put on essentially 230% damage, and he's going to be close to 50% at that rate. Now, what you're also going to get is you're going to get a second turn from him in that first round because of that A2 ability you put on from Abbott. So then when he comes back through on his second move, you use his A2. And you just hope that bleeding sticks. Really, that's what you're hoping for. If it doesn't, it's not end all be all, because you can auto it, but just that little bump in damage from his bleed is nice. So then, after Urzog, you move into our boy Zachary. So with Zachary, what you have to understand is he has two things you have to keep in mind, right? You're not going to kill somebody because it's just Hector, so you're not going to get his Chaos Slaughter. You're going to use his A3 ability first, his Chaos Burst. It's 150% damage to all enemies. But the cool part about this, the fewer the enemies, the more damage this attack deals. There's only one enemy, so you're going to deal more damage. That's going to probably knock him under 50%. But what to keep in mind, and say something happens and it comes back to Zachary and he's not under 50%, do not use his A2 until Hector is under that 50% bonus or threshold on his health, because he will deal 200% damage instead of 150 when he's under that 50% threshold, right? Way easier. Then after this, you're going to pick up Burzak. You're going to put on Burzak's A3. You want to get that defense up on Burzak so that way on the next move you can apply your taunt. So start with his A3, round 2, taunt him. By round 3, Hector's dead. It becomes super easy because the defense down just allows that DPS race for you to win it. And that's the easiest explanation I can give you. And you go from there. Actually, once you get it set up with pretty much after round 1, if you're like leery about it, once you get it set up with round 1 with putting down the defensive down first versus the AoE spell, because if you auto it, unfortunately, I mean, you can win it because there's plenty of people who are now autoing it using this strategy. And the reason I say that is because my buddy Bones88 had a stream earlier today where he needed help getting through it. So I called him, I walked him through it. He actually messed up the rotation because I was on my phone with him and I was dropping the call because I was in a dead area, and he still won. But the AI is going to use the AoE first spell, and then it's going to put defensive down. So if you want to set it up first and hit defensive down first and then hit auto, you're good to go. You're good to go and you're going to win it. Then multiple people from his stream were able to use this strategy and do it. So it's fairly easy. Just make sure you're putting on those spells, you're getting through it, and you're following it. And again, if you want that turn order, Abbott's going to go first. You're going to put the defensive down. Then you're going to use his A2, and you are going to put that on Urzog, right? Then Urzog's going to go. You're going to use his A3, or you're going to use the spell. Sorry. Then A3. Then you're going to move into Zachary, and you're going to use Zachary's A3. Just remember, don't use Zachary's A2 until Hector is under 50% health. Then you're going to move into Burzak, and then with that, you're going to use his A3. Then it's going to cycle back to Urzog, and you're going to use Urzog's A2. And then the cool part about that is, once after the first round, Urzog's going to have to use his A1, and I should have pointed this out because Urzog's A1 essentially keeps the defensive down on for the rest of the fight. Right here. Urzog's 8-1, Swift Strike. 30% chance to apply defensive down for 2 turns. When this character is below 50% health, there's a 100% chance to apply the defensive down. He's going to be under 50% by the time round turn 2 comes around again. So he's going to be able to keep that defensive down on it for the whole fight. DPS race 1, chapter 2, secret room complete. Just skip it. Unless you want to have the RNG fest with the stun, but you'd have to play through chapter 3 pretty much to get the stun spell anyway, so just keep going and get through chapter 4 and get yourself the purgatory spell and make your life 1,000 times easier. So that's what I got for you. Let me know in the description down below if this helped you, if you tried it, if it worked, and if it didn't work, let me know. But everybody who's used this so far has told me they won it with ease. So I want to get it out there as fast as I possibly could. I'm kind of glad it didn't upload so I could get more data on it, but again, please just let me know if this helps you out. That's all I got for everybody. I will see you on the next one. I love you. I'm out.